So somebody says, in other news, Steve C says, in other news, the US is in a drone crisis. Any comments? Well, yes, I do have some comments, actually. I've been talking about it this morning with a friend, and she suggests that the drone crisis is all a bit of a ruse and that it's a distraction. The skies above New Jersey and parts of the eastern US have become a theatre of mystery, with reports of car-sized drones flying in clusters, loitering over sensitive infrastructure and defying easy explanation. And Governor Phil Murphy's demands for federal action underscore the growing frustration at what many see as insufficient investigation, as concerns spread across neighbouring states. And the situation raises questions about the intersection of modern drone technology, national security, and public perception. Is this foreign intrusion or domestic experimentation? So while Pentagon officials have ruled out foreign adversaries, the precision and persistence of these drones, observed over military sites like Naval Weapons Station Earl, invites scrutiny. There's been drone sightings in the UK around American bases. Surely that is some sort of hint at the explanation. Could these incidents involve domestic testing of advanced technologies, including potential fiber optic payloads or ISR systems, that's intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance systems? After all, if drones are becoming such a significant feature of the Ukrainian-Russian war, then presumably it's something that the USA and the UK and NATO are going to have to get to grips with. And testing drones, where do you test them? In Ukraine, they're tested, I understand, near the old nuclear power station, and where there's nobody to get in the way. Homeland Security suggests that many sightings may be lawful aircraft mistaken for drones. We're back to the old UFO thing, amplified by public anxiety and media coverage, yet reports of low-altitude, erratically moving clusters challenge this narrative, hinting at more deliberate activity. And then we come to the idea that they could be psychological operations or a distraction from other more alarming news. Some posit that these incidents simply serve as testing the public, trying to get a political reaction, or even distracting from other global developments. Given parallels with drone incursions over US bases in Europe, such as Ramstein, this theory merits consideration. But I think the answer is glaringly obvious. This is the US testing new technology. The drone's prolonged flight durations and coordinated movements align with capabilities seen in Ukraine and Russia, where unmanned systems are reshaping modern warfare. And whether these drones represent a leap in reconnaissance technology or are trialling new payload systems like fiber optic dangling probes, or indeed are using fiber optics simply as a way of avoiding being intercepted. If these systems are tethered to novel communication or intelligence gathering technique, they reflect an evolving theatre of modern conflict. And despite federal assurances that the drones pose no threat, public officials from Governor Kathy Hochul to Senator Amy Klobuchar demand greater transparency in the calls for expanded drone countermeasure legislation like the Counter-UAS Authority Security, Safety and Reauthorization Act suggest gaps in current oversight. Yet skepticism persists. Critics argue that federal response appears reactive rather than proactive, and measures such as temporary no-fly zones and deployment of drone detection systems might address symptoms but fall short of definitive answers about the origin and intention of these flights. There are various scenarios presented. Is this a ruse or a test? We come back to this thing. If the drones are benign, they might be part of a large-scale test of the FAA's drone detection infrastructure, or perhaps corporate experiments with next-generation delivery systems. This is how you get your Mac, your Big Mac. However, such testing, of course, Of course, it could be a delivery system of a McDonald's banana milkshake just going slightly wrong. It makes it easier to splash Nigel Farage. Oh, sorry, drone went wrong. But such testing would presumably require some sort of notification, a protocol conspicuously absent here. So it's not a test. It's not a marketing test. It's not McDonald's doing something. Are they global signals? They could be signaled globally. They could be manoeuvring to leverage ambiguity, to probe US defences without overt aggression. They could be foreign powers seeing how close they can get to the US coast. And the absence of identifiable operators frustrates accountability and aligns with modern tactics favouring plausible deniability. Or are they the US doing some training, or are they UFOs or an exotic tech? Fringe theories about extraterrestrials inevitably surface, though they detract from pragmatic analysis. But the precision and stealth of these systems hints at classified technologies from state or private actors. If real drones are moving around the place, if you can buy real drones, then no doubt the technology for available to the American Army is significantly better. These sightings underscore the challenges of regulating drone activity and their proliferation in commercial, recreational, and strategic contexts. The juxtaposition of public anxiety and federal ambivalence reflects a broader tension. The US remains simultaneously at the forefront of drone innovation and vulnerable to its misuse. So whether a test or a ruse or evidence of technological leaps in development, these drones and drone development is inspired by the global conflict, and these drones highlight the thin line between curiosity and security. As pressure mounts for clarity, the incidents of drone sightings compel a deeper reckoning with security, with the government, with potential weaponization of the skies. For now, the drones over New Jersey are a tantalizing enigma, dangling questions as deftly as they might be dangling the tails of fiber optics. But they suggest that in the future, this might be our skies.